the Jeff Meacham Network's Multiverse of Media. For over 15 years, the recognized symbol of excellence and the standard bearer in coverage of sports and entertainment. You ever wanted to come into a sports bar where the barkeeps know their game? Well, the Jeff Meacham Network Multiverse of Media has got a production just for you. Sit down and relax as the stat boy and his partner break down the statistics in all things sports. Whether it's football, basketball, motorsports, baseball, hockey, soccer, professional wrestling, mixed martial arts, boxing, and much, much more. All are welcome. Your barkeeps here keep you up to date and in the know of everything going on in sports, while also having a pleasant conversation about it all. Your host and owner of the bar, Stat Boy Mike. His partner in crime, Dory Lou. And a host of other guests coming in. The food's hot, the seats are warm, the drinks are ice cold, and the sports talk is plentiful. Cassidy 18 Studios presents Stat Boy Sports Bar. Take a bar stool and enjoy the show.
And as soon as we get rid of that, hello, my internet fans. Welcome to this last episode of April 2024, as the date is April 30th, 2024. We're back in the sports bar as we are every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 Pacific, with all the sporting news as always. Remember, if you want me to stop dead in my tracks, super chat, super chat, super chat. It's as simple as that. DJ Mutt King is in the co-host chair this week. We got plenty to talk about. First thing I want to talk about, usually I talk about golf, but actually I have a story on MMA. Didn't get a graphic together, so this did come in through, I think, one member group, and since we don't really have a lot of MMA stories, I figured we'd start off with this. So this comes from the website, the Daily Express US, or theexpress.com. And this was written by Samuel Mead with the headline, MMA fighter handed lifetime ban after kicking ring girl and commentator. You could not make this stuff up. MMA star Ali Heybati has been permanently banned from the Hard Fighting Championship, the HFC, after he kicked a ring girl. The incident occurred during the Hardcore MMA tournament in Moscow, where Heybati was set to fight Arkady Osapayan. Before the fight even started, Heybati kicked the ring girl from behind as she walked past, holding up a card indicating the start of the opening round. The woman turned around, visibly shocked, and expressed her anger before the referee intervened to separate them. The referee then had to caution Heybati about his behavior before the bout began, which he ultimately lost in the first round. Heybati's match lasted only 30 seconds before the ref called it off. However, as the winner returned to his corner, Heybati got up and began attacking his opponent, landing several cheap shots when his back was turned. Several individuals rushed into the cage to break up the two men as they awaited the official decision. Following the match, Habati grabbed the microphone and appeared frustrated by something that was said to them. He then aimed another kick, this time at a commentator, before exchanging heated words with the man. Video footage also shows Habati being attacked by members of the audience after his defeat. Habati offered a public apology to the ring girl on social media. He wrote in his native language, hello everyone, this is for Maria. I didn't act right with her. The reason was that before the MMA fight, there were a lot of fist fights. I stayed there in the cage and I just wanted to go out and fight. These are his quotes. I was tense, and as most understand, emotions flourish in the fight. So before the fight, I acted badly towards Maria. I want to publicly apologize to her. I am a married man, so I respect the female gender. She was doing her job, and I, after the fight, didn't admit my guilt either because they also hit me on the head. Tell Maria that I am sorry. Despite his public apology, Habati has been slapped with a permanent ban from HFC. Moreover, another recent incident involving Brazilian MMA fighter Igor Severino, who was sacked from the UFC for biting his rival during his introductory match in the organization. So his career started or ended before it even started. Now, initially, I did read a report that he was kind of, quote unquote, being playful with the ring girl. Let's face it, ring girls are beautiful. They wear, it could be considered skimpy, it could be considered short, it could be considered revealing, it could be considered beautiful, however you want to look at it. It sells. She's a beautiful lady. I have seen her pictures on social media. We don't know the whole truth. We don't know what this guy was thinking. It could have been a playful kick, or it could have been a degrading kick. It wasn't a violent kick. And there is footage. Search the footage yourself, folks. Make your own decision. But it all did come out the way it was reported. She got upset. The referee went over to him, gave him a good stern talking to. He had his fight. He lost. And then things went haywire and south from there. So, and then he, like he said, he does go on social media. The ring girl is wearing this oversized, giant, almost baggy green trench coat. And the look of her face, she knows she has to be there, but she don't want to be there. So it almost sounds like this guy got what he deserved, in a way. Either way, I haven't really been following UFC that much and MMA in general, but that story is definitely worth talking about. Don't disrespect the ring girls in it anymore. Absolutely not.
Don't disrespect a woman, period.
You're going to get burned no matter what you do. And, just cheer them, admire them, and don't touch them. Bottom line. And then, or you get knocked out one way or another. Believe me, if his opponent wouldn't have done it, she probably would have done it. My thought on that. Anyway, let's get into the regular news, and let's start off, as we always do, with the world's oldest sport, and that is PGA Tour golf. We had the Zurich Classic of New Orleans down in New Orleans, Louisiana. Now, this was a team event. I believe it was under better ball rules. So if Zach and I were on a team, we would both hit the ball, or we would both hit our golf ball, and whoever golf ball played better, that would be the one, and we would go from there. I believe that's how it was. There are other team ways to play, but this team, Lowry and Rory McIlroy, are your winners, and this report comes from PGA.com and the Associated Press. Rory McIlroy and Shane Lowry received a standing ovation when they showed up at historic Creole French Quarter restaurant Arnaud's on the eve round at the Zurich Classic of New Orleans team event. They also had the largest, loudest galleries at TPC Louisiana, where the charismatic 34-year-old McIlroy had not previously played. McIlroy and Lowry won on Sunday, beating Chad Ramey and Martin Traynor with a nervy par on the first hole of a playoff. Traynor pushed a 6-foot par to the right to end it, with Lowry lifting a laughing McIlroy off the ground with a big bear hug on the green. McIlroy of Northern Ireland won his 25th PGA Tour title and first of the season. Lowry, who was also Irish, claimed his third PGA Tour victory. Each walked away with about $1.3 million and 400 FedEx Cup points apiece. Of course, that is what they are playing for. They are trying to get into the top 70. Of course, Scotty Scheffler still has a commanding lead at 39-15. Not much in the change when it comes to the points. I believe they are all the same as the points-wise, just very, very similar. A few points here and there, but not much there. So before we went on the air there, Zach, you had a story to tell. Go ahead and tell the people who you met.
Yeah, I'd just woken up the other morning and my godbrother gave me a call. I said, this guy is in my bar and, he stopped in because the bar is not too far from where they're playing at. He stopped in for a cup of coffee and he said he was playing golf today, that he was the number one player in the world, being Mr. Scotty Scheffler himself.
Wow. Lucky you, man. Well, lucky to your godbrother anyway. I mean,
right?
Not very often does the number one player in the world show up in your establishment to have a cup of coffee. What bar serves coffee, though?
Well, Louisiana, that's a thing.
Go to the bar at night, have a few drinks, wake up the next morning, have a cup of coffee.
Oh, no. No.
Hey,
the best thing I ever saw was, working in one of my establishments, if you know, and, having to be in the office all night and then randomly coming down because some random customer asks for $5,000 in ones. I'm like, okay, that's not normal. And then when you get downstairs, it's some beautiful young 22-year-old white female and Mr. Tiger Woods himself. I nearly pissed my pants.
And there's also a report Tiger Woods is going to be on the Tonight Show tonight with Jimmy Fallon, so that might be worthwhile to take a look. See what he's going to talk about. You never know.
I know what he's going to talk about.
Oh,
so this is news. None of the rest of the world know, but we could talk about it here because it is a major story.
Go ahead.
Adam Sandler has casted Tiger Woods to be in Happy Gilmore 2 as Chubbs Peterson.
Oh, okay. So there is going to be a Happy Gilmore 2. Okay, well, hey, yeah. That's not a bad thought. We'll confirm that tonight in a little bit under 3 hours or 3.5 hours when Jimmy Fallon goes on the air tonight. Yep. All right, let's continue on with the ladies playing in the JM Eagle LA Championship in good old LA, California. Hannah Green is your winner. She actually won the tournament last year, and she got to defend her title. She went back-to-back. And the story reads as follows from the AP and LPGA.com. Hannah Green won LPGA Tour's JM Eagle LA Championship for the second straight year, holing out twice from off the greens in a pivotal back nine stretch at challenging Wilshire Country Club. A year after making a 25-foot birdie on the final hole of regulation and winning on the second hole of a playoff, Green, with help from Maya Stark, took the late drama out of this one for her fifth LPGA Tour victory and second of the year. Green closed with a 5 under 66 to beat Stark by 3 strokes. The 27-year-old Australian, also the winner early last month in Singapore, finished at 12 under 272 on the tree line layout with Poa Anua greens that become bumpy late in the day. As it comes to the race to the CME Globe, the win put Hannah Green third place overall. Nelly Korda still has a pretty good lead over Lydia Ko by about 1,600 points. Maya Stark, Brooke M. Henderson, Ayaka Fiore, and we have a new one, Heiran Ryu at 686, Cy Young Kim at 664, Pata Tavatanakit at 652, and Sarah Schmezel rounds out the top 10 at 579. Now the ladies are going to go on a little week's break, and then they come back on May 9th as they play in the Cognizant Founders Cup. Also, in tennis, the players are currently in Madrid. They are playing in the Madrid Open. So, and that tournament started last week and it ends this coming up weekend. So, no major reports on that until next week. So, we'll go straight into NASCAR as the race in Dover, Delaware, that pops into play. So, let's bring up the results, and this comes from, of course, NASCAR.com. It was the Worth 400. Denny Hamlin secured his third NASCAR Cup Series win of the season, holding off Kyle Larson's late race charge and driving to victory Sunday afternoon at Dover Motor Speedway. Hamlin's number 11 Joe Gibbs Racing Toyota led a race best 136 of the 400 laps in Sunday's Worth 400. His second victory at the 1 mile Delaware Over was the 54th of his Cup Series, tying him with Hall of Famer Lee Petty for 12th on the series all-time win list. So your top 10, of course, was Denny Hamlin in the number 11 Toyota, followed by Kyle Larson in the number 5 Chevrolet, Martin Truex Jr., the season champion, the regular season champion last year, took third in his number 19 Toyota. Kyle Busch took fourth in his number 8 Chevrolet. Chase Elliott fifth in his number 9 Chevrolet. And Noah Gragson sixth in his number 10 Ford. How about that? 8, 9, and 10 finished 4, 5, and 6. Numbers galore. Play that in your next lotto ticket and see what happens. Ryan Blaney takes 7th place in his number 12 Ford. Alex Bowman, 48 Chevrolet, takes 8th. Daniel Hemrick, 9th in his 31 Chevrolet. And Ty Gibbs in his 54 Toyota takes 10th. Not much when it comes to the standings. Kyle Larson is still the top dog in the number 1 spot, followed by Truex Jr., Chase Elliott, and Denny Hamlin. The 4th place finish moved Kyle Busch out of the bottom of the 16, moved him into 11th place. Other than that, the standings pretty much stayed the same. Let's take a look at Xfinity, and their race took place, and let's bring up those results if we can. Let's reset that, and we'll click over here. Can we get that one? Results. There it is. The Bet Rivers 200 race results. Ryan Truex in the number 20 Toyota was your winner, followed by Carson Vapil in the number 88 Chevrolet. Sam Meyer took 3rd. Sheldon Creed took 4th. Cole Custer in the double-aught Ford took 5th. A.J. Allmendinger took 6th. Chandler Smith took 7th. Kyle Weatherman 8th. Anthony Alfredo 9th. And Parker Retzlaff rounds out your top 10. Again, not much of a change really in the standings when we go to that. And the Truck Series did not race this week. I believe they come up next week, and they have a race. Let's see what else is next. The UFL. Your Birmingham Stallions are your only undefeated team at 5-0 as they beat the Houston Roughnecks 32-9. The St. Louis Battlehawks and the San Antonio Brahmas are 4-1 each in the XFL Conference. St. Louis defeated the DC Defenders 45-12, and the Brahmas beat the Renegades 25-15. The Renegades have not won a game yet this season. It is not looking good for them. I'm guessing it's the top two teams as they play, and then of course it's going to be XFL versus USFL in the UFL championship later this season. But it's not going to be the Renegades because, I mean, even if they win out and they go 5-5, I don't even think it's going to be good enough. We're just waiting on the pros to kick off coming up soon. And let me again thank everybody who watched our coverage of the NFL draft this last week. Thank you again to everybody. Zach, you got to stop kicking your computer screen.
Oops.
I didn't even see you do it because what I remembered was I called a pick and I was either focusing on the screen or I was focusing on updating the board, and then you were just gone, and this was like halfway through, and I'm like, okay, what happened?
Minnesota did it. Minnesota did it to me. Dallas Turner did it to me.
Dallas Turner got you so ticked off that you kicked your computer screen. You are one of those fans that you're like Elvis. You're going to shoot your TV the next time the Saints blow a play or something.
There.
But at least Josh came in to back it up and all that. So we are waiting.
Josh.
Yeah, Josh coming into the clutch and all that. And did you catch the remaining rounds? I mean, not much happened. Only one of the Tennessee Vols got drafted, and I did not like that. Was there anything else in rounds 2 through 7 that you could think of real quick? I mean, I'm bringing it up right now, but even I'm not seeing anything.
I mean, Cooper. Hey, the Saints got Kool-Aid. I was very happy about that. That was one of the players that I wanted. And then the city.
Kool-Aid from Alabama, got it.
Yeah, the Superdome lit the Superdome up with the red colors with the Kool-Aid Man logo on it. So that was pretty cool. Other than it was kind of boring. Nowhere near the amount of trades that I thought were going to happen, that they thought were going to happen. But, you know, it is what it is. It was still semi-entertaining.
Luke McCaffrey, any relation to CMC?
Yes, he is. That's his brother.
All right. He got drafted 37th overall. He's going to the Commanders. So that's out of Rice. So that's a good pick there. Let's go into round 4. This is off of ESPN, so of course all the choices are there. Vikings get Kyrie Jackson from Oregon at cornerback, so that might help out. Like I said, I think the Vikings actually might have a chance this season. Not much in round 4. Let's go to round 5.
My Saints got Spencer Rattler in round 5.
There you go.
That's a great extreme value. And the Packers got Michael Pratt. I don't understand how Michael Pratt can fall that far in the draft. And then he went to a situation that's not really going to be beneficial to him.
You got Jalen Ford from Texas. You got a Longhorn there, so that's a good one.
Oh, yeah.
Walter Rouse to the Vikings, Oklahoma, offensive tackles in round 6. Let's just keep going here. Joe Milton III from Tennessee, quarterback to the Patriots. So that was, I think, the only Tennessee Vol to get. There's another one. Kamal Haddon to the Chiefs at cornerback. That's good. And let's check out the last round. Round 7. An English player. Oh, wow. Travis Clayton.
Yeah.
From Buffalo. A former soccer and rugby player.
Yeah, there was 8 players that were eligible in the international trade program that the NFL announced with rugby, that every year there's going to be a rotational amount of players who can be transitioned from rugby to the NFL.
Well, how about that? Very impressive. You know, the rugby players, they like to make fun of American football players because, you know, we wear pads and everything, and they think it's a sissy game when it's not a sissy game when your neck goes one way and your back goes the other. I'll tell you that right now. So we'll see where all these drafted players goes. Again, we're waiting at some point for all they said that at some point in May the schedule is going to be revealed, and then we just get closer and closer to preseason football. And again, we do have plans to make a trip to Nashville to go see the Titans play the Vikings, or if it's possible, we might even go see the Panthers play because they're close by to us. You never know. We want to get this done, though. We're almost at the 50 viewer mark. Thank you, everybody who's watching along. Remember, comment and super chat. Super chat, most important thing. All right, let's bring in what's going on in the NBA playoffs. 3 teams have advanced, and those 3 teams are the Oklahoma City Thunder, the defending champion Denver Nuggets, and the Minnesota Timberwolves. Oklahoma completed the sweep. They won their games 94-92, 124-92, 106-85, and 97-89. It just wasn't the year for the Pelicans this year. I'm sorry, your team is gone.
We went from the 3 seed to the 8 seed to bounce out the first round in a matter of a month.
Yep. The Timberwolves completed their sweep over Phoenix, 120-95, 105-93, 126-109, and 122-116. Unfortunately, from that game, the head coach took a nasty bump and a nasty spill. He ended up rupturing his patellar tendon. He was at the sideline right by the scorer's table. One of his players came in. It looked to be knee-on-knee contact. He went down. The team surrounded him. The trainers picked him up, took him to the back. And this all happened with about 90 seconds left to go in the game. And I haven't heard any updates from him yet. But then, of course, it was almost like the victory was it was just a little bit of a shadow. But let's hope he's okay and he can maybe return to the sideline to coach Minnesota in the second round. And then, of course, last night the defending champions are moving on to the second round as they knocked off the LA Lakers. 114-103 was the first game, 101-99. Of course, that had the game-winning shot. Denver then winning 112-105. Lakers win game 4, 119-106. And Jamal Murray with the game-winning shot. He single-handedly took out the Lakers twice in game 2 and in game 5. There was a call, and somehow the Lakers didn't have a timeout. From what I saw, they successfully challenged a call, and I saw on the ESPN play-by-play that they retained their timeout, but there was something to do with the timeout, and Jamal Murray hits the shot. There's 3 seconds left on the clock. Apparently they didn't have the timeout. The Lakers just didn't know what to do. They tried to inbound the ball to midcourt for a last-second shot, and LeBron just, lost something there. Game over. And so the Lakers are out. Of course, there's also a report on ESPN that says his future is now unclear. It doesn't know what's going to happen. Let me quickly bring up that headline. There's the story about Mike Trout that I saw. So let me go to the, I'll bring that up in just a second. Let's look up LeBron James because LeBron James declines to say if Game 5 could be last with Lakers. The future of LeBron James, Darvin Ham, and the Lakers after the Game 5 exit. This is from Dave McMenamin, ESPN staff writer. Another disappointing loss weighed on Los Angeles Lakers coach Darvin Ham as he maneuvered Saturday night in the I-110 traffic to catch a red eye back to his personal bliss. So it's all up there. You know, I would be, and it's not because I dislike LeBron, okay? We all know how great he is. We know how the debate is going to go, greatest of all time and that kind of thing. We know we're not going to stir that pot any more than we need to. He's 39 years old. He's been in the league 21 years. He's got championships. If that was the last game, so be it. Look back on it. Revel in it. You earned it. All right? Can he play basketball at 40? Maybe. You know, he did he did hit the ground hard in the game last night. I saw that. And it was the best rehearsal video I did because I kind of know the players, LeBron and Anthony Davis and all them. And so that kind of helped my rehearsal, which I did. But should he hang up the sneakers for good? Should this be it?
No.
No.
He's gonna wait to see where Bronny goes. Wherever Bronny goes, that's where LeBron's gonna go. Maybe we'll get a Bronny, LeBron, Giannis, Damian Lillard team in Milwaukee. Put LeBron with your Greek freak.
Maybe so. We'll see where that goes. Currently, right now, Game 5, the Knicks and the 76ers, there's about 30 seconds to go in the first quarter. Philly is up by 7. What do you got on that?
Hold on 1 second.
And starting in about 20 minutes or so, the Magic will take on the Cavaliers in their Game 5. And the night game at 9:30, the Pacers take on the Bucks. The Bucks are facing elimination tonight because the Pacers are up 3-1 on that one.
So the coaching staff for the Philadelphia Eagles. Wow. Oh, hi. Yes, I botched. You welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I finally got the one in there.
There you go.
So the Philadelphia 76ers coaching staff had to beg Joel Embiid to play tonight. Joel Embiid did not want to play because he had a headache.
Yeah, I did read about that. He had a migraine. Yeah, it happens. He'll get through it.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
So what do you want to talk about next, sir?
I did see the report, this also from ESPN, Angel star Mike Trout needs knee surgery for torn meniscus from Aiden Gonzalez and Jeff Passan. Angel superstar Mike Trout hoping for a fully healthy season after being significantly limited by injury the past 3 years needs knee surgery, as reported by general manager Perry Manassian. Has a torn meniscus in his left knee. The procedure, which is believed to be scheduled for Friday, isn't considered to be season-ending. A source familiar with Trout's injury said a 4 to 6 week timetable is a best-case scenario, but a true timeline won't be established until doctors take a closer look. He did play the entire game on Monday, a come-from-behind victory over the Philadelphia Phillies, and even stole a base. He said he wasn't sure when he sustained the tear, but he felt an ache in his knee when running in from the third. So if he's out for 6 weeks, that should bring him back about mid-season. let me bring up the standings here since I did not get the AL East is led by the Baltimore Orioles and the New York Yankees. Now they are almost even. It's very close. So it goes to the Orioles at 18-10. The AL Central goes to the Cleveland Guardians at 19-9. The AL West is the Seattle Mariners at 16-13. NL East is the Atlanta Braves 19-8. NL Central is the Chicago Cubs at 18-11, and of course NL West is the LA Dodgers at 19-12. The Twins did put a good shellacking on my Angels. Doria and Lua, and a nice little friendly banter. It's a good thing I didn't put any bets on that. In fact, my bettings have just been non-existent. I look it over. I think about it. I'm going to make the bet the next morning, and I don't. But that's okay. That shows that I'm just not thinking about it really. That's all it is. You know. I know I've got some free bets that are expiring soon, so I gotta at least get those out of the way, or it's those damn parlays. It's those parlays that are just so out there. Hitting a parlay and hitting your lottery numbers are almost the exact same thing because, if you've got 50-50 odds on a game, that's one thing, but these parlays are paying anywhere between 6-1 all the way to 40-1, and you hit one, you could take care of a car payment soon. So
I got a question.
Go ahead, sir.
You deal with FanDuel, but do y'all have Prize Picks out there?
Prize Picks?
Yeah.
What's that?
Prize Picks is it's similar to FanDuel and the rest of them, but it's easier to win more money and it's easier parlays. It's available in some states, but not others. I can't get it in Louisiana, which sucks because I would be dominating.
It's something to look into, but We'll see where it goes from there. All right, we're almost done with this week's episode. Let's hope Mike Trout gets better quick. All right, the ladies in hockey are getting ready. They have already released their schedule for their playoffs. Their playoffs are going to start on May 8th, so that's next week. Toronto and Montreal have already locked in their spots. There are 3 teams left going for the last 2, Minnesota, Ottawa, and Boston. Sadly, the New York team has been eliminated. Minnesota has a 3-point lead over Ottawa. Ottawa and Boston are tied. So as the season wraps up this week, 2 of those teams will go in. It's a 4-team tournament, and it's a best of 5. So all they got to do is win 3. Then the winners of that go into their version of the Stanley Cup Finals. I don't remember what it's called, but I will get that in for next week's show. And, of course, the NHL playoffs are still going on. 2 teams have advanced so far, the Florida Panthers and the New York Rangers. Florida eliminated Tampa Bay with their 6-1 victory in Game 5. And the Rangers completed the sweep against the Capitals. Boston and Toronto, Boston is up 3-1. Carolina and the Islanders, Carolina is up 3-1. Vegas and Dallas are tied at 2. Colorado is up 3-1 over the Jets. Vancouver is 3-1 over the Predators. And the Oilers are up 3-1 over the Kings. So let's take a look and see what's going on in the schedules and the scores and who's playing tonight. Right now, the Maple Leafs and the Bruins are tied at 1. The Islanders and Hurricanes are tied at 0. The Avalanche play in about an hour and a half, and the Predators, they have the late game at 10 o'clock. So 3 teams can be Is it all four of them? Yeah, all four of these teams, the Canucks, the Avalanche, the Hurricanes, and the Bruins can all advance. And that was a parlay too. I saw today. Didn't play that one either. All righty, my friends.
Just as we're
that?
talking about it, Carolina just scored to go up 1-0 on the Islanders.
You talk about them, and they will score. There you go. Carolina up 1-0 with 18-19 left to go in the first period, not first quarter. I was doing the rehearsal last night. I caught myself saying period in a basketball game, which isn't really totally wrong, but quarters are in basketball games, periods are in hockey.
Manuel.
Let me get a quick touch on this one as we wrap things up. If you saw Monday Night Raw last night, you saw Patrick Mahomes give his 3 Super Bowl rings to Logan Paul. Logan Paul went to hit Jey Uso, and Jey Uso missed, and JD McDonough now has the imprints of 3 Super Bowl rings on his forehead. Emmanuel with a $2 super chat. Thank you so much. Who are the winners and losers in the NFL draft? I still stand by Atlanta being the winner, getting Michael Penix Jr. I still stand by that. I say that all up and down. The wrestling part of me wants to say that Tony Khan is the biggest loser because he showed up in with the neck brace on. But that's me being a wrestling fan, and that's me not being a sports guy. And Emmanuel's talking about here. Imagine if he borrowed Tom Brady's Super Bowl 7 rings. Well, if each ring could fit on each finger, then that would have worked. But remember the scene from Ace Ventura: Pet Detective when he gets hit in the head with the ring and he's got the imprint there. That's probably going to be JD McDonough next week. As far as losers, I don't know, man. I think I really don't know who really lost. This guy lost his computer screen. Other than that, go ahead.
Okay, so I'm gonna go 2 biggest winners, 2 biggest losers.
Go ahead.
2 biggest winners are the Detroit Lions and the Philadelphia Eagles.
Okay.
Philadelphia got 2 of the top 15 picks in the second round of the draft.
Okay.
The Lions got 7 positional depth players that they desperately needed, which is always good. They got a lot of talent, or players who shouldn't have fell to them that fell to them. I'm going to disagree with you and say the absolute positively biggest loser of this entire draft is the Atlanta Falcons. I get it. Down the line, it's going to pay off. But right now, drafting a quarterback when you just paid a quarterback $140 million,
I can see that.
That's not too bright. And the other one is, sorry, Maddie, but Denver. Why in the world would you take the 90th overall prospect at 12? Ouch.
Who knows indeed. Well, Manuel, I hope that answers your question. Thank you for the super chat. All right, friends, that's pretty much going to end the show for this week. 45 minutes in and we're done. Coming up at the top of the hour, night 2 of NXT Spring Breakin'. That's coming up just in about 15 minutes. It is a watch along, so I'm guessing Renegade and Noah will handle that. And we also have some other things to talk about here. We have Under Siege coming up Friday, May 3rd at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. That is one of our watch-alongs. And then Saturday on May 4th, Saturday that morning, the WWE ventures into France for Backlash, 12 p.m. Eastern, noon, 9 a.m. Pacific. To see, and it's going to be Cody Rhodes, of course, versus AJ Styles. This is Cody's first title defense of his newly acquired championship, so we'll see where that goes. And let me quickly announce, this is WWE related. I finally broke down. I own a copy of WWE 2K24 for the PS5. I bought it last night, installed it. Let me just say, if you do not have this game, where have you been? You know, I do not like fighting games. I am not very good at fighting games. You know, I'm currently playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I'm almost done with that, but I figured, why not? The graphics and the detail. I mean, I did Bianca versus Rhea. And let me tell you, when Bianca goes to lift up Rhea, you will see the detail on Rhea's face go from a look of strong, powered female to overall fear. The eyes widen, her mouth opens. You can see literally all the sweat on her back. The people at 2K Sports, excellent job. Chef's kiss on that one. And then, of course, immediately following a Backlash will be the NoDQ.com review recap right after that. And then that night, Star Wars trivia. It's back-to-back open mic night, game nights, as Alex Renegade, or whatever you want to call, however you want to, that came out wrong. He has taken the time to write out Star Wars trivia questions. He's got his competitors. This is game night. We had game night last week with Match Game. It was a lot of fun. So now we're going to see who in the multiverse of media knows the most about Star Wars, with Star Wars trivia at 11 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Pacific. And one more thing. As the Dads on Wrestling celebrates 60 years of the Beach Boys on Friday, May 10th, with the top 10 Beach Boys songs. Great music catalog. It's not all about surfing, but there are great harmonies. You know, the Beach Boys were in the top 3, if not the top 5, when it came to me listening to music on KF 101. It was the Beatles, it was Elvis, it was the Beach Boys. We can maybe throw in Jan and Dean, and just for a 5th one, we'll throw in the Rolling Stones. 5 excellent bands right then and there, but it's all about the Beach Boys.
Wouldn't it be nice, baby?
Oh, yeah. Oh, I see what you did there. Well done. Well, maybe the Dads on Wrestling are going to have fun while they do this top 10 thing. See, I can do it too, brother.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, I broadcast from in my room, wishing I could go on a surfing safari in my little Deuce coupe.
Hey, all we do is put out good vibrations.
Have you ever met Barbara Ann? Have you found Kokomo yet? we could do this forever, but unfortunately, I want to get you going over to NXT. So follow me on Twitter at LBStatKid1977. Drop us a line with Statboy approved and Statgirl approved. DJ, where can they find you?
DJ Mucking on Instagram, Fluffy Madden God on Twitter.
And you're still waiting for the footage with McAfee, right?
Correct. We're gonna get that to y'all. We're gonna get that out to y'all soon. It's not pretty.
Apparently not.
Viewer discretion is advised.
Indeed. All right. Until next week, friends, be good to each other. Be kind to each other. Enjoy NXT Spring Breakin'. Keep an eye on the playoffs tonight, and we'll see you next week. Until then, Stat Boy out.
The Jeff Meacham Network's Multiverse of Media. For over 15 years, the recognized symbol of excellence and the standard bearer in coverage of sports and entertainment.